At the end of 1950, spilling over into 1951, a Joplin, Missouri man went on a murderous spree. His reign of terror stretched from Missouri all the way down to California and as far south as Mexico. He murdered 6 people and kidnapped several others posing as a hitchhiker. His victims included a whole family, husband, wife, 3 children, and even their family dog. All 3 children were ages 7 and below. Televised manhunts for murderers were quite rare then, so it was a big deal at the time. Cockeyed Cook was finally apprehended in Mexico, where a police officer noticed him, stole his gun, and arrested him. Billy was sentenced to 300 years and then sentenced to death. On December 12, 1952, Cook was strapped into San Quentin's gas chamber, where he eagerly met his death. His body was fraudulently on display for 3 days in Comanche, Oklahoma, where over 15,000 people came to see the corpse of a cold killer. Finally, his sister got his body and tried to lay him to rest on the family plot, but Peace Church would not allow his tainted body to lie within their hallowed grounds. Billy was buried outside the grounds in an unmarked grave. It is said that he still roams these grounds, angry just as he was in life.
Alright, so this is first impressions. We're just arriving here at the Peace Church Cemetery, and right off the bat, Kyle has noticed Billy Cook's father's
inside the fencing of his family plot is that the California executed and sent him home.
That's his senior.
There's another unmarked.
Look at that, guys. It's literally just a little piece of cement with, it looks like somebody wrote it with a stick or their finger. It just says grave. And here's another
unmarked
one, completely unmarked.
And we have plots with
Having
stones.
things fall right next to me. Some broken grave.
So here's another unmarked. Here's an unmarked. 2 more.
They're everywhere.
After our initial walkthrough, we decided to separate and do our own lone vigils.
Switch that to Fahrenheit. So I have gotten some anomalous readings walking around with the EMF detector. I didn't see a reason why it should be going off. There's no power lines around here. But in certain places, I would get some activity. Let's try this. How about this? If there is anything here that would like to communicate, if you come up and touch this in my hand, I'll be able to see that you've touched it. Can you do that? Okay, so I'm not getting anything right now. But I did want to document that there are some anomalous readings. There is a little bit of footage of that. Essentially, just little hits here and there, not enough to set off the alarm. I think that's important to notate. Nothing has set off the alarm on the EMF detector yet. So if something does, I will find that pretty odd.
So this is an old cemetery. Last time I was here, it was very unkempt. We've walked around and noticed that they've now started having folks adopt it to keep it clean. And as we were pulling in, the city workers that run around and mow the ditches and everything were off in here doing a little bit of cutting. So it's pretty knocked down right now, which will be handy for us this evening. Right now I'm going to take you to see headstone where I had a pretty substantial EVP experience.
Go ahead and explain what happened last time.
Okay, so we had done an investigation on the spook light earlier in the evening and had gone to the city park in Neosho to take some pictures and substantiate the rumors that there is a ghost trapped in the glass of the jet that's been mounted out there, but we didn't come across anything but some possums. So while we were out and about, we decided to try Peace Church because we had been doing some research on places and come across William Cook Jr. Had no idea where the plot was. It was pretty late at night, around midnight, and we pulled in and kind of split ways. We all part ways, walk in our own direction so we can find the family plot. As I'm milling about, I'm running just audio at the time. Derek's running EMF and a camera, and audio as well. And I see Mr. Bush's headstone, and in my immaturity at the time had, laughed out loud and made the joke that this guy's name's Bush. And I chuckled, and then Derek chuckles back. And during the EVP session, now we didn't hear it at the time that we found it. But later, when we were going back and analyzing some of the pictures and audio files that we got, the best one we come out was when I had made fun of his name, and then directly after I said that and Derek laughed, we heard F you, and it was crystal clear.
It was at this point we regrouped, went back to the hotel, and prepared for our nighttime investigation.
Alright guys, we are at Peace Church Cemetery now. We're trying not to pollute too much with lights. We're going to be turning off lights. If we suddenly just shut off the light, it's probably because we hear a car or something. We don't want to give too much attention away if we don't have to. Anyways, the mood so far is different. I do feel a little bit creeped out. Everything is pitch black, and you can just see little shadows of headstones there. So I'm getting a bit of an eerie feeling, but so far everything's good. So we'll take you in. Something interesting is that it almost seems kind of foggy down here. Did you hear that? Is that a bird or something? This is definitely
An ominous
a different feel.
heaviness.
I don't want to go up too much that way with my light, just because there's a house up that way. It's definitely not a house I would want to live at.
Bullfrog in the background.
And guys, this cemetery is just, I've never seen anything quite like it. How it's on this this area where this ground is, you can tell there's been a lot of sinking of graves. meant they've had to probably exhume bodies and rebury them. I've also read about that as well.
Are you angry that you're not buried inside the family plot, Billy?
What the was that, bro? What the literal was that? Did you see that?
No, I've seen a flutter.
That was weird, man. Alright, so check this out. It flew down, it landed on, and it crawled, doing up. It was big too, like bigger than a big ass moth, like almost the size of a bat. It looked, yeah, it reminded me of a flying squirrel.
Okay, so we got some wildlife potentially around us.
That was weird. Yeah, I thought.
In Tennessee, they used to swoop down past us at night because they were in our corn crib. It's pretty standard. Not only that, but they are nocturnal. I just seen a red light mid cemetery. Could have been just a. I honestly could have been just a. I honestly think there's a lightning bug running around that's got a red glow. Pretty wild. Back to Tascadena.
I saw something, eyes right there.
We're recording.
Alright, so here's a spontaneous spirit box session over the grave, supposed grave of Billy Cook Jr. Is there anything here with us that would like to communicate with us?
Cook. I heard Cook.
Is Billy Cook with us? Billy, did you live by the gun in Rome?
Yes. There was a yeah.
I heard that too. Billy, are you mad? Are you upset? Are you upset that you were executed in a gas chamber for your heinous crimes? Your car?
Yeah. Come over here. Come over here. I will.